Greetings, SouFLo. I pray you and your family are doing well. I just watched a video you did about Mavado's son getting life in prison at 18 years old, and I am surprised to hear you be so sympathetic towards Mavado and his son in this situation. Why are people still questioning if Mavado's son Dante did it or if he was set up? Are we forgetting that the man who lost his house in a fire that Dante and his friends set as he watched them set his house on fire while setting his son on fire as well was also the same man who watched as Dante and his friends tried to cut the head off of his son right before his eyes? It is what It is that same man who was brave enough to testify in a court of law what he experienced and who did it. Yet, instead of sympathy for a victim of such a horrendous crime, I see many Mavado fans bashing the victim and siding with the wrongdoer. This is a perfect example of why Jamaica is the way it is today as far as prosecuting killers and getting justice. Eyewitnesses are afraid to come forward because they know that the public will turn against them, discredit their account, and even target and hurt or kill them for speaking up about what they saw and what they know. Most murders in Jamaica are not solved, and most killers walk free due to lack of witnesses. When someone accuses us of something, the first thing that is usually asked is, "Did you see me do it?" In Dante's case, the father of Chulups did see him do it and did give an account of what he saw. What is even crazier to me is how many Mavado fans cannot see that it was Mavado's own actions that got his son this life sentence. No, Mavado did not do the murder of Chulups. But have we forgotten about action and reaction and laws of the universe? Have we forgotten about cause and effect? Must I remind you that it was Mavado who was supposed to be somewhere tending to millionaires' business, but instead found himself in the ghetto, bullying a man, and by public account was the one who introduced violence to the man by slapping him in the face, which caused the man to pull out a gun instantly and started firing shots. Now, that could be labeled as self-defense. None of us are going to just stand there if someone gives us a hard right hand to the face. In my humble opinion, it was Mavado's pride and his ego that got his son into all of this. Did Mavado ever make it clear to Dante throughout his growing up? It is Dante was avenging his father's death, his father's honor. Let me read that line over again. None of us are going to just stand there if someone gives us a hard right hand to the face. In my humble opinion, it was Mavado's pride and ego that got his son into all of this. In my humble opinion, Dante was avenging his father's honor. Did Mavado ever make it clear to Dante throughout his growing up that these songs he sings and this image he portrays is strictly entertainment? Or did he raise that young man to believe that his daddy was this gangster for life, rich mafia type boss who also is famous for his music. I am sure Dante never thought he could be caught, brought to prison, and given a life sentence. I am sure he thought he would never get caught, and even if he does, he would be protected by his father's money and power. He was only 16 when this happened, and all 16-year-olds are gullible and impressionable, easily led astray, and usually they want to please or to prove to those who they look up to that they are loyal to them. Dante was loyal to Mavado SouFlo, and Mavado ran and left him. I find it hard to believe that Mavado knows nothing about what took place until after it was done. I am still waiting to hear who the boss is that gave the order to bring his head. Dante is holding a heavy secret SouFlo. He is shielding his father, Mavado. He is willing to do the time to protect his father's image, his father's wealth. I have good source that told me that it was Mavado who told the youths around Dante to do it. But he did not know that Dante would go with them to do it. Mavado's fans are as loyal to him as you are to Vybz Kartel. That we can talk about another time. But you get my point. They even justify Mavado going on the run and abandoning his son in such a situation. Look at it, SouFlo. Look at it from the very beginning when it first happened. Mavado's excuse was that he had business to attend to, engagements or events to perform that had already been booked, so he had to honor those dates. That was his excuse after leaving Jamaica, all while the police was calling publicly for him to turn himself in for questioning. What good father would stay away and watch them do his son like that? He is a selfish man, SouFlo. Now, let's talk about karma and this Gully Gaza thing that seems to be very much alive. I listen to all the dancehall songs, even the gun songs and the old songs and the righteous songs, the clash songs. Vybz Kartel was told by Mavado at one point that he would take over his house and buy his kids some ice cream, then have Shorty on his dick making some nice screams. He would even control the man's wife to the point where he would send her to Horizon, which is the prison Kartel is locked in, to poison him. Vybz Kartel has been told he is a Batman who has been placed in number 2 cell, and any step he is taken, they have to be ordered by a warder. Never have I ever heard a free Vybz Kartel from Mavado. But the point I am making is, both Mavado and his fans made fun of Vybz Kartel for years, both in songs and on social media. They even made fun of his health condition at a time when pictures surfaced of a bloated face and bulging eyes, a time when Kartel seemed to have been experiencing a crisis with his health. They laughed and they made fun of him. I am no Gully versus Gaza person, so I have no dog in that fight. But I know karma when I see it. To see Vibes Cartel's boys flourishing, going to school, getting an education, building a brand, taking over the record label and running a business and being artists. Then to see Mavado's son, who was friends with Cartel's kids, descend into this darkness. There is a lesson about karma here that cannot be ignored. So, Flo, I don't agree with everything you say, but I respect you regardless. Mavado is on the radar of the JCF for this same case. And like you predicted, and I agree with you, that they are going to go after him. Make no mistake about it. All the dots have been connected, and Mavado is very much a part of all of this. He is the cause of all of it. Walk good, SouFlo. Until next time, Ben Jermaine Israel. And that is the end of a letter that was sent to us at SouFLoTV from one of my subscribers. Now, I read the letter slowly so you can hear all the words of the letter. And now I want you to leave your comments in the comment section below. Are you of the impression that Mavado is the cause of what happened and why Dante got this life sentence? Or are you under the impression that Dante took this upon himself and Mavado had absolutely nothing to do with it? You know, this morning I turned on my computer and Instagram came up on my phone. And right there, someone posted a picture and a voice note. And the voice note was a song of Mavado about 12 years ago, saying something about sending his son to commit a murder. And the person was basically saying, speak life over your children, not death. Look at what Mavado said in this song 12 years ago, and look at where his son is today. That's deep. I'm out. Peace.